Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I do appreciate that. This is my review of Mortal Shell. Mortal Shell is not going to win any prizes for originality. It follows the Dark Souls formula in almost every way. There's a mysterious story, there are gloomy environments, and there is stamina-based combat. All things that you'll find in Dark Souls. Dark Souls has detailed lore, and there's a lot of mystery in that game. In Mortal Shell, the story tries to mimic that, but it comes off kind of cheesy, especially in the lines that the NPCs are saying. It's all a bit deliberately vague and a bit over the top. Environments, though, are very much like Dark Souls and very well crafted. There's this gloomy swamp area, a dark fortress, there are temples, and they're all interconnected. Some might say that the level design is kind of confusing, but that's the point, you know? In Dark Souls, the levels were confusing as well. It's all part of that experience. Also, there are some good atmospheric sound effects, and here less is more. Also in Dark Souls, where there is very little in terms of sound effects, but it all adds to that creepy atmosphere, like the bell that rings in the distance and all that sort of thing, and the frogs from the swamp. It's really atmospheric. So in this game, you are this nameless creature that is summoned for some reason, and you can enter various shells of deceased characters hidden in the game worlds. So you can occupy these shells and actually play as them. Basically, these are your archetypes characters that you can use. There is a shell of the soldier who has a decent pool of health and a decent pool of stamina. There's the thief who is weaker, has a smaller pool of health but has a lot more stamina. There's also a character that's really your tank, the bulky guy who's slow but can hit very hard. There's another one, but basically in my opinion, and it's my favorite character, is the thief. It's Teal, who is the fastest character in the game, high on stamina. He can roll and dash so fast. I mean, it's crazy, and I love to play as the thief. And in the right hands, this character, you almost feel like you're invincible, really. Unfortunately, there's no sorcerer or magic in this game. That would have been nice for people who prefer that. Also hidden in the world are a small selection of weapons, but I stuck with the standard hollowed sword because that works best for me. The rest, in my opinion, was kind of crap. There's this maze and there's this huge sword that looks great, but it's so heavy to wield and so slow to use. So I was kind of disappointed with the selection of weapons. You can explore the areas in the game for various items as well, and these items have various effects on you. So some will buff your stats and others will be used to regain some of your lost health. But it's all for you to find out what all these items actually do from the get-go. You just don't know anything about these items, so you have to become familiar with them to actually unlock their potential in a way. Combat is much like Dark Souls, stamina based, which feels really good in this game. It feels meaty, it feels, well, very much like Dark Souls, and it really comes down to your timing, the timing of your swings and hacks and slashes and rolling and dashing and blocking and that sort of thing. And fortunately, the controls are very responsive. So the rolling and the dashing, it works great. And there's a little twist here that when you use the left trigger, you temporarily become like a stone statue, so you can block incoming blows. And it's a brilliant twist on the formula because you just have to time it right, and there's this swing coming in and you just block it and just immediately you can hit back, and it's just amazing to use and strategize your combat in this game. I just love this. So yeah, playing in this as a thief in this game is just a rush. It's just, I think it's just amazing. There's also a good selection of enemies that you fight in this game. They have various move sets and are just very well animated. Although they don't seem to be very bright, they usually sort of pack together, and they can get stuck in the geometry of the levels, which is a bit unimmersive. Also, the fact that they cannot hurt themselves, among themselves, when they're trying to hit you. There's no collateral damage between the enemies, which is a bit unfortunate. When you kill enemies, you get this substance, I guess it's called tar, and you can use that to unlock more abilities of your shell, or you can use it together with some other items to infuse your weapons, which is nice. So yeah, there's a good variety of bosses to fight. I did find them very hard to kill. Generally, I would say that Mortal Shell is easier than Dark Souls, so it's a game that you might want to pick up when you just don't know. You've never played Dark Souls, and this is a good, I guess, sort of entry point to that sort of genre, which is great. And you don't have to walk long distances to get to the boss, which is also great, because Dark Souls, you sometimes had to cross the whole level just to get back to the fog gate in order to start fighting the boss again. Overall, I think Mortal Shell really comes the closest to the Dark Souls games in terms of just the blueprint and the execution. And again, it doesn't win prizes for originality, but it's obviously made by this small team of fans of the Dark Souls games and genre. And even with its shortcomings, as I said, I've talked about the AI of the enemies and some of the small selection of weapons, and also the camera is just sometimes all over the place when you're sort of surrounded by enemies or pushed into a corner, something like that. But it's also true for the Dark Souls game, so it's something that comes with that sort of genre, I guess, sort of third person, over the shoulder fighting games, I guess. So yeah, it's a small team, this developer, and I am really looking forward to what they're going to do next. I really hope they will do a sequel, make it bigger, make it better. So yeah, highly recommend you guys picking up Mortal Shell. It's great. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe, like, and see you next time.